What's up, y'all? It's Monday morning. Thomas here from SMB coming at you. So, what a pond water moving day today. Chop City. I talked about that Facebook play, and what did Facebook do today? So, we opened up on a gap down. Obviously, gapped way down. We bounced off our level here. Immediately huge green dingus, but I saw the gap down. We bounced off that level. We opened and my contracts were down close to 50%, so almost $400. We bounced up. I ended up getting out with a $200 loss, which at the time I thought was good. At the time, the Nasdaq looked like it was tanking, and that was kind of the plan. I was really just banking on a gap up. I know it sounds kind of stupid to be like, oh, we should gap up, but I was banking on a gap up. I mean, it was first Friday, Green Friday that we had in literally weeks or months almost. So I was thinking we'd get some momentum. We'd have still no momentum, but of course, Facebook does have momentum, the upside. So yeah, that sucks. I ended up selling for minus 200, but then I ended up scalping. So I sell right here, and I see this next green candle. We break this level right here yesterday, or this little line we have right here. We broke 198. At 199, I bought two more of those calls I sold and scalped $100 out of those. So I ended up bringing the grand total loss to only $100, which, I mean, I'm going to say obviously 28 times. So that sucks, right? Somehow Facebook is the only stock going up today. So I literally called it perfectly. Um, the Nasdaq is red on the day. Apple's red. Microsoft's red. Facebook is the only stock that has any kind of green momentum. And I was in calls, and they doubled almost, I believe. What was I in at? I got in. Let's go to account. Trade history from 7 days. So. Da, 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 da. So yeah, I guess I got into those at I got in at 298 on those. Yeah, so about a 290 average, and now they're what they ended up getting up to about like 500. So it should have been like a $500 gain. Of course, that didn't happen. Of course, today the Nasdaq is doing stupid things, and of course, Facebook is the only one that is going green. So that one's brutal. I'm happy. I mean, it was very risky. It's only 1 week out calls, so it could have gone like terribly. I saw we were down like 400, and then when that came up to like 200, I was like, all right, I'm taking that $200. And even though it's still a $200 loss, and then I still got a really nice scalp, so we made 100 back. So on the whole thing, to be down, we lost it was an 8% loss on something that easily could have been like a minus 50%. So uh, in the grand scheme, a win. Not a win like we made money, but like just a small loss on a very, very risky, what I thought was a high probability play, and it did end up panning out, but just way too long. Like there was just no way I was gonna sell on those calls to this chop. I was expecting an upward move immediately, or an upward move before the market even opened, and that didn't happen. We gapped down, and then it's impossible to look at Facebook and then just see what the Nasdaq is doing, which is just god awful, god awful price action today. Oh god. It's terrible. Just opened here. We got a push. We got a sell off. We get a push, and now we're in the middle of another sell off. So I saw that, and I'm just terrible. So I ended up buying calls. I saw what the Nasdaq did. So we got this push up. We sell off a little bit. We bounce off this support level right here. So you see this candle wick down to 297. This one did immediately. So we got double bottom. We get a push. We're pushing up. I buy calls. We come to this level and bounce, sell off, sell off, sell off. I'm just sitting on those calls, and I go down about way too much on those calls. Ended up losing like 180 on those. So another really, really, really bad one. I was just like super, 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 super confident we were gonna get at least a little bullish price action today, and we just have not. It's been disgusting. So just super choppy. It's not a day I should have been uh, what's the word? Should have been compromising on the setups. Um, and it's just this market is not any market where you can just like if something goes down bad, it feels like oh if I just keep holding, maybe it'll turn around, maybe it'll turn around. This market is not that kind of market. It did eventually turn around a little bit, so I'm back in one of those contracts. I'm down 150, and then the price action or the actual VIX is making these calls. So I bought this one at 815. So I bought down here at this price at like 298. I bought this call option, and we're up like a whole dollar, and that call option is literally down $3. So uh, call premiums are just getting scorched right now in this choppiness. Like it's just pure IV crush slash chop. So premiums are just getting melted. Um, yeah, it's not a good day to try to day trade, really. Uh, the Fed speaks tomorrow, so I guess that is kind of the reason for the super low volume chop. But yeah, just not thrilled with. I was fine with the Facebook loss, that was like mega risky. Like that could have easily been a $500 loss. But then the Nasdaq calls, like I bought one. We drop down. We start pushing. So I grab another one close to my first entry. I didn't like average down. I just grabbed another one because I was so confident that we were going up. And just this is the price action you get. You get the stairs up and huge red candle straight down. And I just never sold, never sold. I was waiting for a bounce. Got to bounce somewhere. Got to bounce somewhere. It's got to be green today, but I compromised. I once again was just like way too biased, and it still could end up being a green day. But yeah, it's trying to trade in like this. I mean, it's like trying to mow the lawn when it's like wet outside, like when it's raining. If you have a brain, you just don't even bother. You just like you wait for a dry day because then it's gonna be a lot quicker. But if it's raining and that shit's a lot tall, you gotta mow it. You're gonna go out there and it's gonna take you way longer. You're gonna get a lot less out of your time. And you might just fucking blow up your mower or something, and that's kind of what happened today. So, and then of course an Nvidia put. So I see Nvidia has same choppy ass price action. We come all the way down, come all the way up, and we're coming down, and right here I'm thinking we're gonna break support and go to fill the gap down here. But buy put, and what do? We bounce. So sell the put, $40 loss. So L after L after L today. Uh, yeah, not thrilled. And then on top of all of it, like it'd be one thing if everything was down, if like Facebook went down with the Nasdaq, but then on top of all of it, of course, Facebook is the best performing stock in the Nasdaq today, the one I had calls in. So if that's my takeaway from today, I'm glad I was right about Facebook, but just a real kick in the balls when it should have been a very green day today. Should have been. I'm don't regret like selling. I regret not jumping back in because this was a nice kind of bull flag we had right here. But after that Nasdaq loss and after the Facebook selling, like we have a pretty nice bull flag forming that we broke out of. So I could have re-entered. So I guess that's my greatest regret is I didn't re-enter right here because all the way up. So that sucks. But I'm still pleased. I mean, doing something mega risky like I did could have easily just been like a instant negative $500 loss, and then I'm just done for the day. So I'm more so just mad about the Nasdaq calls I held on to for way too long and just took a huge loss for no reason. Like there is a time where you can buy things and just like hold, and just wait for the bounce, wait for the bounce, wait for the bounce, and say and just this market in general is just not the time to do that. Like if the bounce just isn't coming, you just got to cut the loss for a small loss. That's all you can really hope for. You're just not gonna if the momentum isn't there, you're just not gonna get the move. And now look what Nasdaq's doing. This is just terrible. It's still in a Nasdaq call, a very small one, but yeah, just miserable. I mean, look at the wick on this. We wick all the way up and then just straight back down. Just I'm not like trying to make excuses, but this does suck. It is not great price action for today. It's the kind of day where bulls and bears lose because this is just, I mean, Oh, and well, I guess the win was also I had the Nasdaq put that I held over the weekend. I made like 40 bucks on that, so that was nice. So at the start of the day, I mean, I was only down like minus 60, but then throwing this Nasdaq call, big fat loss I took, throwing the Nvidia put loss, and it's not a great day. And it's to be expected when you just try to force any kind of trades on days like today. Like I should have just like seen my cue right here. When you see Nasdaq do this, bounce up, huge sell off, and then just chop straight down, and then kind of fizzle. Like it's just ugly stuff. It's moving up and down like $3, and then on top of that, just premiums are just getting slammed. So it really sucks when you buy a Nasdaq call. Like I bought one right here, and it goes all the way up here. And when I bought it right here and it went down here, it went down like 40 bucks. But now it goes all the way up here, and it only goes up like 20 bucks or $30 was the highest I saw it at. So it just yeah, it's one of those days where your premiums are just gonna get roasted because the price action is so slow. So that's a conclusion for today. Should have been a happy, cheery day because Facebook ended up printing, but yeah, the rallies are just non-existent in this market. I mean, there's no momentum to the upside ever. It's actually ridiculous. You can't get two green days back to back in this market. The rallies are literally one day and then back to selling. So I, I like that I took the aggressive risk and the setup was there and it ended up working out. So I like that and I didn't take like a crazy loss. But yep, here goes Nasdaq. So time to cut that one too. Another call down the drain. It literally is like I gotta get some more. Oh boy, am I thirsty. Sheesh. All right, but back to what I was talking about. It's like March of 2020 basically. Like it's literally uh like what are you doing buying like Nasdaq puts or SPY puts? The market was just going straight up, and so many retail traders were just getting their asses handed to them because everyone and their mothers was just like, "Nah, is everything's going down? COVID's tanking the market." And now it feels like that, but with me doing calls, it's just like, what am I doing? Like buying calls in this market? There's no reason for anything to go up, and it just is like there's just no follow up to any move. Like you get a crazy green day like this, crazy green, and even had a pullback, but still ended up rallying towards the end of the day. And then the next day is just this, just a slow melt, just a lower high, lower low, lower high. And now we're probably going for a lower low. So it just is like maddening that I keep trying to be bullish in this market. So now that I got the aggression to the upside, I just need to um, reflect that to the downside because I keep saying there's just way too much money to the downside. But all right, Nasdaq's kind of got this bull flag here, kind of. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe we bounce off this support at 298. But yeah, unfun, shitty day. Not happy about it. Could have been way worse. Those, I mean, we could have gapped down. We could have had some terrible news, and that's the risk I took. And those Facebook calls could have like gone down easily, like 70%. And would have lost like $600. So could have been much worse. Should have been a good day. Another just lesson learned. I just sucks. There's no relief, no relief in this market ever. It's ridiculous. It's either if you don't like, and now I just need to do that. I need to, if I see a green day like this where we're doing this, I just need to capitalize on that and go heavy, heavy, very heavy. And I should anyways, but I'm always just like when I see a move like this, I'm like, all right, I missed that one, but usually a green day like that, there's going to be some momentum, especially when we're this oversold on the Nasdaq. We're down in this kind of canyon, and now we're starting off our seventh red week in a row. If we continue this week red, That'll be the seventh week in a row of selling in the Nasdaq. So I just need to, when I see the rally, I need to get it that day. There's no second rally. It's only one day and then continuing selling in this market. So another lesson learned. I'm gonna write that down so I never forget that. Capitalize heavy. The one day rallies, because there is no second rally in this. It's super impressive, really. Now we're down 20, so just another L. Just I don't know why I do this. It's so easy to just buy puts in this market because there's just like so many bad things to say. But I keep just like trying to, and it feels like you want to like inverse everyone because it feels like you go on Twitter and everyone just like buying puts. Like, of course, Nasdaq's going down. So I'm trying to feel like it's going against the grain, and like sometimes that works in the market where it's like, oh, everyone thinks it's gonna do this, but then it's obvious the other way is the way it was gonna go. And today felt like that. Felt like everyone was like counting on a terrible day, but I was like, I see the setups. The setups look nice, but yeah, it wasn't gonna be green today. And there's still time, but yep. So tomorrow we got Fed people talking. I think we got Powell talking. We got Bullard talking. So Bullard's one of the bigger hawks. Powell, no one really believes in anything he says anymore. So that kind of explains the super low volume chop today. And I knew that going into it today, and I should have told myself, like, don't go heavy on size. Today is just going to be a super choppy day, and it is. So, um, gonna see what kind of catalyst that could be tomorrow, potentially to the upside. We'll see. I got levels set up on all these. On all these, I'm watching Apple. I'm watching. Go back in. Zoom back in. So we got levels on Apple, really clear levels, like 148. We still have a gap to the downside, so just gonna watch and see what these big names do for the rest of today and into tomorrow. But I'm not I'm not gonna do another overnight heavy one like that probably for a while, or at least if I am, I'm just gonna do it to the downside because uh, man, there's just it's so frustrating watching these puts just print every day. I'm just always here like bull, bull, bull. It's gotta go up, gotta go up. You're too late to go bearish, but it's when you're in a recession. I mean, it's really you're only too late to go bearish once you see the SPY down like 50%. But now it's just wow. So that's my little midday recap. I probably won't take any more trades today. I think it's the market is telling me, and that today. So today, I mean, that sucks. We lost like 300 on just my trades. Like Nvidia's down 200, so about 300 just on my trades. So it's not a day that is impossible to come back from. But if I keep trading, I can maybe turn it into a day that is difficult to come back from. So I think I can just like take the lessons I learned from today and just watch for here. See, I mean, if there are any money setups setting up, I'll maybe go in very very small size. But yeah, today's not the kind of day where it's like I can make this back. I think we'll still keep going. Like it's just probably not gonna happen. But we'll see what the Nasdaq does here. We got a little flag we might break out of. But then that's the other thing. Like look, so crazy. I mean, this was a pretty nice setup. This was just a standard, like you got a resistance line, bounced off of it, and then we broke it here. We got some big green. You buy calls right there. We go up like a half a dollar, and then just straight back down. So that's what today's like. And I'll wait and see. Maybe we hold up this fib level. Maybe we could have a little inverse head and shoulders right here if we bounce here. Maybe. Who knows? Just gonna watch and see. But yeah, we're still in Nvidia. I still like Nvidia to the upside. So that's all I got for today. Hope hopefully tomorrow's a little more positive. But yep, I will probably have an end of day recap. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side.